Hello everyone, long time no see. At least this year we didn't have such a long break as the last year, but still a break. My name is Dobby, covered in floss. There was a change on Instagram if you follow me there. So on Instagram you can at the moment find me under unapologetically Dobby, unapologetically_Dobby. Because there is a bit more than only cross stitch at the moment. But yeah, I am back. So I think the last time we saw each other was at the beginning of March, if I'm not mistaken. The end of February, maybe. I have no idea. And it seems that March, April, May is actually a time where my stitchy bag decides to take vacation and just be out. However, recently I have been poked and nudged by many people, and I also realized that I really miss filming and just like sharing my stuff with the community. So yeah, I am here. And the plan to start filming was somehow in my head for a couple of weeks at the moment, but we have the worst weather ever. The worst weather for me, because it's hot. It's like 5 million degrees, and I am not doing so well in that. This year we finally caved in. So, as you know, sorry. I forgot. So you see, I'm just like getting into stuff and so on. So if you are a subscriber, welcome back and thank you for staying and just being with me. And if you are new here, welcome. I do hope that you're going to like what you're seeing. So this is a channel about cross stitch with from time to time I have my cats visiting. So at the moment you can see this fella here. It's Felix. He's a squishmallow, and I saw him in the shop and I was just like, this is my spirit animal. Why? Reese's Pieces. So this is one of the things that it's just like I cannot have at home. Because if I have them at home, I won't have them at home in 3 seconds. So, nope. So I decided that I'm going to get Felix. Felix has his Reese's. I have Felix. So. Yeah, but yeah, so what has been happening? Let's just like regroup, start again, kind of. So I had a really big plan to continue on doing all my plans and all the pulls for stitching and the goals and everything, and it was working. But then in March there have been some changes at work that affected me. There is a new role that I have at the moment, so there was a lot of stuff that I also needed to just like, you know, have in my head and just like get there somehow. So that was the beginning, and I was basically stitching on one thing only at that time, and then I kind of got a bit burned out on stitching as well in general. So yeah, it wasn't working out so well. Then I think in April I basically just like touched maybe one project. In May maybe 2, and the June started getting a bit better. So if that wasn't for the temperature, I was planning to be back a bit earlier. However, it didn't work. It didn't work out, and at the moment, as you can see, we have just like a bit of a different setup, I would say. It's basically the same wall. This is the same space, but we are kind of redoing our living room. We got rid of the old sofa. We are hunting for a new one, but as we need something to sit on in the living room, so the sofa that I had here in my office space went to the living room. So at the moment, I have a lair, literally. So basically, I have here lots of pillows and blankets on the floor and so on. So it's just like stacked up and so on. I don't complain because that sofa, it's also going to go, turned out to be less comfortable than the setup that I have at the moment. But probably it can be a bit strange at the moment for you with the lighting, because basically I have windows here. So when I started setting up my camera and so on, my face was just grey. So I do hope that the colors are not totally off and that we can somehow survive. So I live in Germany. So in Germany, AC in private homes is not a common thing. So it's very difficult even to find something that could be working. We are renting out, so also we didn't want to get anything that would be more permanent here. But all these portable units, they just weren't doing that for us, especially that this is like a roof flat, so it's hot. It's really hot. But this year finally we found, it's called the split AC. So basically it's like a more or less regular AC unit, with the difference that you can move it from room to room. So yeah, unfortunately our living room is just like the worst thing, because there is like the most of the roof ceiling part, so it's super hot. That's why it's there. And with the temperatures like that, it's working on a full speed, so it's pretty loudish. I just like also not used to that so much. So I'm sitting here without anything, and I needed to open the window even though it's super hot still, because the humidity was also just like at 64%, so I was dying. But I am here, I am grey, I will be sweating probably. I just like at the moment I decided to just like have a bit of a look, and my hair is down, but as you can see already I'm ready with the hair tie, because it's just like I don't know how long I'm going to manage to sit here. So let's see. But yeah, shall we start? So what I was thinking about, because I even just like posted on my Instagram stories, I posted a poll to just check what you would like to see, if that's a whip parade that you would like to see, or if you would prefer update. Basically lots of you asked for updates and whip parade, but I think that with the whip parade, I will wait. I will see if I'm going to do that, or if that's going to be like the end of the year whip parade, because I realized that there were a lot of things happening during this time when I wasn't here, and it also kind of helped me regroup in what I want to stage, in which of the projects I was totally enabled to, but I'm not sure if I want to stage them, and so on. So this is just like, and there are definitely fan favorites that are staying, because they are also my favorites. but I need to do some thinking before I am going to talk about anything. Because basically, yeah, so let me just grab my tablet and I'm just going to give you just like a bit of numbers. It's not going to be numbers because when I came back to stitching, I wasn't truly so much into like counting everything and tracking everything. So basically, I just, you know, I was using this, I think it's Rainbow Sheet cross stitch planner. It's amazing. It's amazing. This is just like absolutely perfect. So earlier I was using that for numbers. At the moment, I just like mark at, let's say, the first of the month, just with like one stitch. So it shows me in the summary what stitches I was working, what projects I was working on this month. So yeah, this is basically it. I'm just going to use that to see what projects I was working on, and we shall see. I have my tablet. I decided that I'm not even going to just like do my notes as I usually did, because if I need to kind of put an extra step into doing something, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I just need to sit and film. So I think that I grabbed everything that I stitched on. I hope that this is everything that I stitched on. If not, oh well. You will hear about that later, that for sure. So let me stop for a second, because I really need to see when was the last time I filmed, because maybe there are just more projects that I should tell you about. So bear with me. See you in a second. So hello again. I'm back. It lasted a bit longer than I anticipated, because I think that I lost one project. And the thing is that today I did a huge reorganization exercise, because when I was thinking about filming Flosstube and so on, so of course I need to know where things are. And with like restructuring the rooms, and also me not being in the stitchy zone so much, so things were kind of migrating between rooms, between shelves and so on. So I am sure that I saw it today. Let's see if it's there. Who knows? But we're good. We're perfectly fine. So I checked, and my last video was filmed on the 1st of March. So March, April, May. So it's just like almost 4 months. I thought that it was shorter. I'm so sorry. Oh well. Life has been lifing. I am back, and I hope that this time it's going to be like a bit better, like getting back into the groove of everything. So I am going to show you what I have been working on, and it turns out that actually I worked on more projects than I thought. So let's see. Baby, if you hear scratching, it's my cat who just got into a shelf. I have like a Kallax, IKEA Kallax here, and she's just in one of the shelves and she's just scratching the walls. Yeah, the other one is just chilling on the window. So cats, if you have cats, you know what I mean. So there is no particular order for my projects, and so I'm not going to be telling you which month I was working on that and so on. As you can guess, all my plans or my whip go and everything just like went away completely. So we are not talking numbers, we are not talking anything else, and I think that I'm going to continue like that, because okay, this is cool to look at the numbers and feel some kind of like, I don't know, accomplishment or something, but I don't need that. I need finishes. So this is what is going to be my goal starting from now on. Okay, so let's start. There will be zippers because I was just like actually pulling stuff out. So sorry. So, one of the fan favorites for sure. This is my Eye Break for UFOs by Amy Stewart. And here it is what it's going to look like. And I will be trying, it's just like, let's see if I can just like move a bit to the back so there's more space everywhere here. So I will be trying to show you like the comparison pictures, so where it was before and where we are now. So let's see. So Eye Break for UFOs, that was one of my goals. Of course, it wasn't completed and so on. However, I worked quite a lot on that, at least I think, from what I remember. So let me prepare that and show that to you. And let's hope that we will manage to compare. So I will try to have here what it looked like, and on this side, what it looks like now. So as you can see, things are growing. We are here just like on the lighter areas, so it's not so visible, but it definitely has been happening. Still love it like crazy. This one is stitched on a 22 count hardanger. I think this is Sulta, 22 count Sulta, yes, it's Zweigart. And I'm stitching that with CXC floss 1/1. And basically I recently started doing a lot with one strand, and I love it. It's just like I can understand the coverage and so on, but it's so much nicer to just stitch with the floss that is not like twisting and so on. It's much easier with one strand to have your stitches to lay flat and so on. So I'm keeping to that. So the next one that I was working on, sorry, as you can see, just like there is a pile and I'm just like pulling stuff what is kind of closest to me. So this is my Millie. She unfortunately didn't get as much love as I would like to give her, and yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. And okay, I forgot. So Eye Break for UFOs, that was Hade, artwork by Amy Stewart. Yeah, still available. So Millie, one of my cats, the one that was scratching, this is a chart that was custom created for me by Amazing Meltem of Lothian Art Shop, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where we are now. This is a bit too big, I think, for me to be able to do the comparison, but let's try if I can just like move it a bit to the like that, and like that. Yeah, so here I should be able to fit in the picture that you saw the last time. So we shall see, we shall see. And definitely I would like to finish Millie this year because her sister's portrait was done last year, and I want to have my babies done, finished and framed, and to be able to hang their portraits in the living room. And this one is done on 18 count Ada 2/1 with a mixture. No, actually this one is only CXC. I think on Peppa I still had like a mixture of DMC and CXC, but here we're just like working with only with CXC. Sorry, I'm just like getting into the months changes. Oh, come back. I am crappy with my tablet. March. We're back in March, so I see what I did in March. The next one that I did, and it was also one of my goals, so that was Mini Yuma, artwork by Margaret Morales and charted by Haid. And this one is small enough that I can show you where we are. But first, this is what it's going to look like. And the comparison is going to be easy to show, I think. So I'm stitching that also on the 22 count hardanger. A lot of my full coverage projects are on 22 count. So if not indicated otherwise, you can assume that this is it. The next one, this is my Warrior Red and artwork by Sabine Rich, also charted by Haid. And this is also mini size, and I'm in love. I absolutely love it. So here it is what it is going to look like when it's done. And this one, unfortunately, what you saw the last time now, and here the full one, because I started stitching on both like opposite corners, so I won't be able to just like fit that onto screen with the previously on. So it's slowly growing. I have no rush with them. This is something that I fell in love ages ago. I decided that I still love it. After all these ages, I restarted that, and now I'm just chilling with it. So that was the next one. I'm just like checking if I still have any full coverages or full coverage adjacent stuff. I don't think so. I don't think so, with the things that you already know, kind of. So at the moment, things that are new-ish. So the first one, if you remember from my last video, probably you don't remember, I was talking about modern folk embroidery March and stitching on the House of Hearts. And oh my god, I really love this project and this pattern, and I want to get back. At the moment, I'm happy that I'm filming because I took it out. I can just look at it again, and it's just like gives me this ping, maybe you should just start moving. So this is what it's going to look like, or this is what the model looks like, because I'm stitching that on a completely different color and with a completely different floss. So here we should be able to do the comparison if there is a previous picture. So this is where I am at the moment. So I'm stitching that. I think that this is called terracotta. This is 32 count Murano even weave, like a normal it's a regular colorway from Zweigart, and I'm stitching that with a speckled floss that I dyed myself, and I love it. Yeah, I need to take it out more often to be able to chill and continue. But yeah, just let me show you the floss once again, because it's just like if you saw that before. But I am so happy with that. It just like, that was a complete experiment, and it worked out, and the results are fantastic. So definitely getting back into stitching that. Then the next thing that I was working on, and it's below everything because I was just stitching on. Peppa is doing very strange stuff. There is a net in the window and she just like pulled her paw up and she was like chilling with her paw up. So I was stitching on that today because I need to push on that a bit, and this is the only project where I need to push on, like really push, because I want to have it finished for the Essex Needle Retreat that is happening in September, and I realized that I basically have less than 3 months to do that. So I am hoping to finish another page today, but what is that? Nightmare Courtney collection, my unicorn, that gorgeous Alison the Stitching Whippet lent me, and we are going to meet each other in person during the retreat. So I'm super excited. And okay, again, huge project. So this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And where we are now. So let me just fold it, because it's a huge piece of fabric. The fabric is called Kiss from a Rose, and it was hand dyed by amazing Kaylee Ten Stitch. This is 28 count Lugana. Here where I am at the moment. Isn't it perfect? I'm obsessed, and I'm stitching that 2/2 with 29 CXC, so the color 29. No, it's not CXC, because CXC doesn't have the new numbers. It's some China floss, sorry. So that was that, and definitely I will be working more on that. And as you will see, there were not so many full coverages. Normally I would be more into full coverage stitching. However, recently I was so just like drawn into like samplers and anything that is just like requires more counting. So let's see how everything is going to work out further. But I have 2 new starts actually for full coverages, and one of them is planned as a surprise for my boyfriend. Of course, I almost spilled the beans yesterday because I am unable to keep a secret. If you want something to stay a secret, don't tell me. I am unable. And it's not that I'm just like, blabbing around, but I cannot. This is a good thing, I think. I cannot lie to my boyfriend. I need to tell him. It's just like, if there is something on my heart, if there is something on my mind, this poor guy hears that. So on one hand, very good, but on the other hand, sometimes it's just like he hears about things that he has absolutely no interest in. And he needs to be patient. So I started that because I was looking for something to just kind of get me back into the full coverage stitching groove. And that was on my wish list for quite some time. Finally, I got it, and I regret not getting that before, because it stitches up so lovely and it has such an amazing flow. So this is okay, I just like, let me quickly have a look, because I don't want to mess up with the order of the shop name. I always have problems, which is which. So this is, and I would mess it up, Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. I always want to say Country Stitch Magic. Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. And this is, and I'm going to show you here. This is Visit, if you can see that, Visit Dagobah. So for my Star Warsy nerdy boyfriend, I think it's going to be perfect. And I am stitching that on 80 count Easy Guide Ada. I started that on 20 count, but 20 count was so stiff that if I want to stitch anything on 20 count Ada, I need to scrunch it first and so on. Can I iron the Easy Guide stuff? Let me know if that can be ironed before washing, or is that going to mess up with the lines somehow. But yeah, this is 18 count Ada, and I'm stitching that 1/1 with CXC, and I don't hate the coverage. Actually, it is really, really good. So as you can see, this part here, and I got to the letters at the moment, and it is a perfect amount of block stitching that doesn't get boring, because you still need to kind of pay attention to the pattern, and it has like a perfect flow. So yeah, I like it, and I see more of these patterns in my future, because really super pleasant. Now the next new start that I had, and it's a new start and a restart and then another restart. So here is the restart that I started doing on 80 count Magic Guide, Easy Guide, one of those, Easy Count. But I think that I'm not going to actually deal with that, but I'm going to continue with the one that I started on 18 count Ada that I bought off Amazon. It was super cheap, but the amount of starch that is in this fabric, you can kill with that. So if you put it like that, it stays on its own. It's like, and this is a piece of fabric that wasn't treated in any way, but I had another piece that I hand washed in super hot water twice. I threw it into the washing machine, I think also twice, and it's still stiff. It's not that stiff, but it's still stiff. So it's not the most pleasant thing to work with, but to be honest, I can get used to that. It's stiff, but it's not scratchy. So this is good. With 20 count that I mentioned, I have problems that it is pretty scratchy, and it's a kind of sensory nightmare. So huge. Won't need this whole big piece, but I didn't care about cutting because I needed a start. So this one is from Cross Stitch Collectibles, and this is one of my favorite Van Gogh arts that I love. And for a moment it was available with them, then I couldn't find it, and now it's there again. So I was just like, I'm going to get it. Okay, so let me show you what the finish is like. So this is the Grounds of the Asylum 2. There is also Grounds of the Asylum 1 that is available on their website, but with 2 I think that the colors are a bit more vivid, so I decided to go with this one. And again, so I'm stitching that on 18 count of this super stiff Aida 1/1, and this is where I am at the moment, and this is what I'm going to continue. I'm not going to be changing to anything else because this is quite some progress, and I want to keep with that. Let's see, maybe it will change 500 times as always. So if you've been with me for some time, you know that you should expect the unexpected. The next thing is another piece, but by the lovely Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery, and this is the No Time Like the Present. So you know what it's going to look like. I am using different colorway than in the model. I'm using 3750, and I think that 400. Let me quickly check on my pattern keeper, because I have the correct numbers in the pattern keeper. Yes, 400. Good. So this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. So the saw is very much done. I might be able to finish that for the 10th anniversary of the saw, but I'm not giving up. I still love this piece. It's just like, it wasn't on the agenda so much. So yeah, but I still love most of my projects, so I cannot say that something is going into a timeout or whatever, but some of them are just calling me a bit more than the others. Then I have one here that I'm like saving for the end. So just let me pack this stuff here. Oh my god, what am I doing here? I'm just going to do, so I know which bag is which. So this is something that you already saw, but then I decided to do a restart because it's me. And I totally don't remember if I was showing you that already. I don't think so. So these are Forests of Sumatra by Ink Circles, and I absolutely love Ink Circles. So I got Forests of Sumatra, and I got also squirrels, because why not? So you saw that before. I had like the green fabric, and I was doing that with Mrs. Seda's silk 2/2 on 28 count, I think. And then I started falling in love in 32 count, even weave especially. And I decided that I wanted these look. So this is what forests are going to look like when they are finished. And I'm not going to show you where we were before because this is a new start, so you don't need to see before. So this is where I am now. And I absolutely love the tiny stitches here. It's one strand. I don't know, I didn't realize how much coverage actually the one strand can have and so on, so I am loving it. This is the silk that I'm using. Sorry that I'm holding you that. It's called Sienna. If you used silks for you and you used Mrs. Seda's, the single strand is absolutely single piece of the thread is fantastic for Mrs. Seda's, but I cannot touch it, like grab it when there are more of them, because they feel very, my skin doesn't like it. So we're handling single pieces because it's just like, for me, it's a bit of a sensory issue, but that's good that single strands and the single pieces of thread, perfect. So this is 32 count, and that was I think it was called Lime, but that was Fabric of the Month from XG Design from last year. So I had this piece and I decided that it's going to be perfect with the variegated thread. Next on the agenda, so I won a giveaway from amazing Hathaway sisters, and with my reorganization at the moment, I don't even know where it is, so I will need to show you that the next time if I find it, if I remember that I need to remember where it is. But I got amazing set of flosses by Roxy Floss, my first Roxy Floss. Super pigmented colors. I'm in love. So I see more of these threads in my life in the future. But when I saw how much Amity needed to pay for postage, I was just like, oh my god, I feel so bad. We were just chatting and so on, and she was so nice, and she's like, no, it's just like, we knew that there will be cost when we just said that this is going to be international, blah blah blah. And I was just like, okay, so now you're giving me like a good reason to finally buy one of your patterns, so boomerang stitches, that I had on my wish list for quite some time, but cannot kind of justify getting that. And we just started laughing, and I got the craziest pattern ever that I am freakishly obsessed with, and it is her Freak for the Beak. When I saw it for the first time, I was just like, I was cackling. It's so amazing. Look at that. Just look at that. So I got it, and I started that a few times because I couldn't decide on the fabric. And finally, I decided to do that on the 32 count light blue-ish by Megan Coffee Craft Fabrics. And as you can see, my start is nothing, but it's a start. So we're going to be doing that. And I love it, I absolutely love it. There is a lot of block stitching and so on. So it's a perfect project also on the go. So definitely there is going to be more that you're going to see of that. The next one, I'm still just like holding one just like aside. The next one, so as I was mentioning already, the forests of Sumatra, I need to show you the squirrels of Sumatra. And I desperately need to search this piece of fabric because it just started fraying like crazy. So I have squirrels. This is what squirrels are going to look like. And I started stitching that on another piece of fabric, but decided that I definitely mentioned that I am getting threads of the month from Tomat Lily Creations from France, and I love their threads like crazy. And I decided that I'm going to use them to stitch squirrels, because I don't want to have a plan what to do, where to do, and so on. So I'm going to stitch squirrels with that. And it didn't work out on the previous fabric because it was the light fabric. So I decided to start using the black fabric. So I am using 32 count Murano. And I'm stitching 1/2. And just look at the variegation of that. I'm obsessed with these threads. I am getting them and I just cannot stop smiling. I just yesterday got the June pack. I hid them now from the cats, so I won't be able to show you them. But it's just like you can go to my Instagram. I just like today I put that in the stories. Go to Tomat Lily Creations and just check them out, because the thread is just absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous. And every month, there wasn't a single month that I wouldn't just like faint, swoon, and whatever, because they're always just like on point. And I think that we are getting to 3 last projects that I actually worked on. And this is just like, I'm just slowly getting there. So let me show you. As I mentioned that I was just like dealing with some organization and so on. And I realized that especially after my December Startapalooza, I have lots of projects that are teeny tiny, and I have them in project bags. I have them bundled in the project bags. So then it was very difficult to actually follow up where I have them and so on. So I went on Amazon. I got myself some like the plastic wallets that you can put into the binder with a clip. So at the moment I have a binder with some of my smaller projects, because basically, as you can see, this is just my fabric where I'm just like adding also thread and so on if I'm not using my master set and so on. So I can just like go through and I see what I have and where. And it's been working and it's amazing. So I am very, very happy. So let me just like grab one that I was working on. And look, it's easy. I can just like take out the bag and this is, woo. I'm far too excited about that, sorry. So let me just pack it here. So this is something that I got so enabled to get by the thread gremlins. Warning, if you're easily enabled, never, absolutely never watch their videos. Everything that they are doing is gorgeous. The ideas that they have blow my mind. I want to be friends with them. I want to marry Elizabeth. I want to adopt Caroline and be adopted by Amy. These ladies, just like they are goals. They are goals for me. And their projects, if I got everything that I want to stitch from what they are stitching, we would be talking about at least hundreds of whips. I'm still around 60, so we're good. And we're not doing that. So I try to limit myself with my shopping after watching their videos, but I couldn't resist the sale that they actually have. So this is Long Dog Samplers, and this is the Siege of Bunny Castle, which looks like that. So they stitch it as a kind of seasonal part, and they started from this part for spring, then going down for summer, autumn and winter, I guess. I started here because I had a clear idea for this dragon-ish. This is my spring dragon. So let me show you. And again, I am stitching that with Tom and Lily Creations floss. I'm stitching that on 32 count platinum, I think, on linen. And this is, I don't know why, but I needed him as a subtle Sakura dragon. So there are greens, there's like lots of pinks in here and so on. And I couldn't put this project down. Basically, this is one of the projects that I stitched throughout March and April. This is, I think, the only project that I stitched in April on. So I am still not finished with the first panel, but I'm definitely going to continue on that. And this is, you know that I have pandemic. Everyone has pandemic. So with pandemic, I cannot get into the flow of the pattern. With this one, I know that maybe it's not like a very, very typical long dog, but it's just like, this one is flowing. This one is flowing. So yeah, if you consider any SAL to join, think about this one. Think about this one. It's a good one. And now there are two projects that are kind of connected. So let me just show you. I hope you know that there was one project that I really, really wanted and I really, really needed and so on, but I couldn't get it in Europe. And I mentioned that on Instagram, and one of my Instagram friends, Lori, she was just like, let me know, I'm just going to get it for you, I'm going to send it for you. So I was just like, yeah, perfect, fantastic, do it. She did. And then she refused to accept any money for that. It was around my birthday, so it was kind of a birthday present and so on. So I don't think that Laurie is watching my videos, but basically, Laurie, if you are watching, this is after I show this project, stop. I will remind you. So just stop watching, skip it, go further. Let me check. I don't remember if I have I don't think that I have the cover photo in my... Let me just... So, yeah. Here. It's going to be here. And you heard about it. You heard about it earlier. This is the scarlet letter and a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. I am obsessed beyond limits with this pattern. Their convoluted faces of all the animals just like got me into that, and that was kind of my gift to myself for my birthday, because I decided that I am going to go with the Aversois silks, and this is Soie d'Alger. I hope that I pronounce it correctly. So I have them here already. When I started stitching or anything, I have them on floss drops, so everything is in here. And I have a very, very tiny start on that, because this is a project that I am sure that I will savor. Because first, the silks. These silks are beyond amazing. I cannot even describe how many oohs and ahs were there when I touched them for the first time. And it's kind of a celebration of the craft for me, to stitch on that, to have my own place in my own life, in my own head, that is so super safe. And knowing that this is kind of part of like the whole community, that I made friends because of that. Again, I hate this word, but I feel very blessed. And I'm going to savor every single stitch. So I am stitching that on the 35 count linen. And this is where I am now. And I'm stitching that 1/2. Isn't it lovely? It's just like, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, yeah. Oh God, it's so soft. It's so soft. So, packing it back to my bag. So none of the fluffy buds are going to get it. And now, this is the moment where, Laurie, if you're watching, bye. Have a good day. There is nothing more. I'm just like finishing. Don't watch the rest. So, if you are not Laurie, listen. So, as Laurie was so amazing, I wanted to do something for her. And she has sausage dogs. She has dachshunds. And one of the projects that I fell in love during the Nashville market was the Mini Winnies by the Plum Street Samplers. It took me a moment to get it before they got to Europe, but I have it. Mini Winnies! I'm not going to show you the pattern because it's just like somewhere on the stuff and I cannot move from here. So mini minis. And when I got it, I was so excited to start that I didn't even cut the massive piece of fabric that I got. And this is where we are now. Mini minis. I'm obsessed. It's just like when I get to the studded vest and the spiked collars of the dogs, I will be cackling. It's just like, I cannot wait. And it's just like so amazing. Even if that's the paper pattern, it's so amazing to stitch. So, and just like, I love it. You're going to be seeing that more for sure. So yeah, I didn't find one of the projects that I hoped that it would be in the pile, but I don't care at the moment because I'm not going to continue for the time being because it feels more like a around Christmassy project. I don't know why. So I'm not even going to be mentioning the name, but there was one more that I was working on. And now I'm going to thank you so much for being here. And my special thank you goes to my fantastic friends that encouraged me, but also told me to take my time, as much time as I need. But they reminded me that they miss my videos and they miss my projects and that they're here. So one of them is Zoe, Coco Creates. Go and watch her videos. I cannot wait to see her again when I'm at the Essex Needle Retreat. Maybe we'll meet earlier when I'm visiting my parents, let's see. But it's just like, this is one of the biggest gifts that cross stitch brought me. She's one of my besties and I absolutely love her. So thank you so much, Zoe, for all your support. The next one is Kate, Petronella Rose, on Instagram and here on YouTube, because Kate actually got inspired by, among others, me. And after 7 years, she came back and started posting Flosstube again. And she is absolutely amazing. And Kate, I hope that we are going to meet in person as well, because watching your videos for me is just like a bit like watching myself. So if you love a bit of chaos, if you don't mind a lot of ADHD, go watch Kate's videos. She's amazing. The next person is Emily. Emily on Instagram. Emily, I'm just going to mess up with your handle on Instagram, so I'm just going to post it below, because for me it's just like, it's M. It's just M. Stitching Aussie M. Stitching M Aussie. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. But Emily, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who was checking up on me, who was there, who stayed. And I am hoping that there are going to be a lot of videos and stitchy adventures in front of us. And I promise that next time I'm going to be a bit more organized, but I just wanted to be here, be back, be with you. Thank you. And if you like what you saw, hit the like button and the subscribe button and all the stuff. The YouTube stuff. Yeah. or not. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I'm going to tell myself what to do. Finish that, edit, and go back to stitching. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Happy stitching.